Hello, everyone. Good morning to you. Well, the XAUUSD is another pair that is going to be on my watch list for the new week, and I think I deem it fit to share what my thought process is going to be like on the XAUUSD as we plan ahead for the new week. Well, remember we took advantage of some opportunity here last week. I shared something on the XAUSD as well. We had some profit before we saw this engulfing candle that took price right out of the structure. It actually took us unawares, anyways, but we live to trade another day. But looking at what is happening here on the daily time frame, obviously we know that price action has been on a bearish momentum since the beginning of the year, and as a result of that, we had that bearish trend line figured out after connecting the series of lower highs. However, there is an interesting structure here around the $1,680 level, which is something that we need to also take into consideration going into the new week. Now, look at what has happened at the $1,680 level. If we go to as far as the month of July, we saw how that level was a buying niche for participants in this market. And if we fast forward into the early days of the month of September, we saw that area also was a buying niche, though we had buying pressure around that area, attempts by the buyers to push price to the upside, but this was met with strong resistance from the sellers, will led into the breakdown of the $1,680 level, and since then price has been trading right below that level most of the time. Though we had a little break out of the structure here during the month of October, we saw as soon as price tested that bearish trend line one more time, we saw another bearish momentum taking price right below that level. And since then, price has actually been traded right below the $1,680 level. And what this simply tells us is that is simply the fact that the sellers are very strong around that area. However, there is something interesting happening around the $1,620 area, and what is that is how this level has been a strong buying niche for participants in this market. So every attempt by the sellers to push price right below this level has been met with strong resistance from buyers since the later part of the month of September. Look at what happened here in the month of October. We saw another buying pressure on that area as sellers were unable to break below that structure. And the same thing happened last week. We saw another sharp rejection, which finally led into an engulfing candle that took price right out of the bearish trend line, breaking out of that structure to give us a possible bullish signal. So because of this buying pressure around this area, I was able to identify this area as a demand zone, at least in the meantime, as this has been holding buying pressure. Let's see how far this buying pressure is going to take us. Now, from a technical standpoint, whenever we have the breakout of a structure like this, like the bearish trend line here, we should be looking forward to a retest of structure in the form of probably price coming back to do a retest of that bearish trend line. Then we look out for buying pressure on lower time frame to join the trend continuation to the upside. That is a possible scenario we might be looking at, but we can't jump into conclusion right now because of the fact of how the $1,680 level has been a strong selling niche in the last couple of months. So one thing we want to be doing as we head into the new week is to be remain patient on the XAUUSD, and let's see how price is going to relate to the current structure here at around the $1,680 level before we can make an informed decision. And the reason why I say that is simply because of the fact that that level has been a selling niche, and there is a possibility that we could be having selling pressure right below that level on lower time frame that might likely send price crashing to the downside, breaking down that demand zone, retest of structure to send price going further to the downside. That is one scenario we might be looking forward to. And then the other scenario that might emphasize the strength of the buyers at this point is when we cite a breakout of the $1,680 level. And remember, when we have that breakout of that structure, we are not getting too excited as we want to wait for further confirmations to happen. And from a technical standpoint, whenever we have a breakout of a structure like this bearish trend line, we expect that at one point in time, price might likely come back to do a retest of that structure to incite the second wave of that bullish momentum. So that is one scenario we want to be looking at too as well. And then the other one is if price might come back into the 1680 after the breakout of that structure, followed by buying pressure on lower time frame to send price going to the upside. So these are the scenarios I want to be looking forward to going into the new week. Well, be rest assured that I will be jumping in the comment section of this video to give you an update of what my plans is going to be like after monitoring how participants in this market will be relating to this current structure during the early hours of the week. If this video has been of immense help in making your individual decision on this commodity, kindly support this project by clicking the like button. You would also want to follow me on my TradingView platform at Dark Sherry so that you don't miss out on the regular updates I normally share in the comment section of every video. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you right in the comment section of this video on Monday, and let's get ourselves prepared to take advantage of that trading opportunity lining up for us. Thank you for watching this video. Do have a wonderful day, and bye bye.